cans. I imagine you've seen
oil cans?
Oil cans in stores, but they were not tall. They were
short, fat cans. What did you do?
Well, there was a round disc on the side, and there was one over here on this side to balance it. To keep it going, you take one up, set a can down, the other one up, set a can.
And how many years ago was this? Don't answer it. How many years ago was this? Turn it off. Turn the ringer off.
What, this song?
Well,
you want to stop the tape? Just stop the tape, please.
I don't know how many years had I had.
She's going to lose her concentration. How many years ago was that, Mama?
Hands run on a chain somehow. You took one off, you had to get another one up there.
In time.
In time to catch the oil that was running.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you had to do like this?
Yes.
And how many hours did you do that? 8 hours a day?
Yeah, I guess it was, I'm not sure.
How old was you then?
I don't remember, Pat, how old I was.
Well, you were in 10th grade. Was you 16?
Oh, that was after you quit school?
When she went to Savannah. You were 16, maybe? 17?
10th grade.
How long did you work there,
Younger
Mama?
than that.
What?
10th grade, you should have been about 15.
10th grade.
You said when you quit the 10th grade, your aunt, somebody, Ethel, come to visit you?
Yeah.
And you went to Savannah, right? And worked in the oil company?
Yeah.
How old was you? $15, probably.
I don't think I was that old.
Oh, you were younger.
I was thinking, because I was 12.
So how long did you work in this factory?
Pretty long time, but not very long. You know, most of them had been there a long time.
About a year?
I didn't work there a year.
Oh. Did you work someplace
My
else?
boss found out that acid that you have to put on a can, you have to put acid on it to make a certain something seal it.
Yeah.
I don't know, I never tried to describe any of it before.
So after you worked there, where did you go to work?
What's the dime store's names?
McCroy's, Cresses,
Walgreens.
Presses, electric presses.
in Savannah? Savannah, Georgia?
Is that where you met your husband?
Yes.
And when did Aunt Bernice come down here? Was she with you in Savannah?
No, she didn't really. She came while I was in Savannah, and I was living in a girls' home.
And what was the lady's name that was
Share house.
what?
Share house.
Share house? Was that the lady's name that was like the mother, you know,
Yeah. She was a big woman.
yeah. And she's stayed there with y'all?
Yeah.
Because you had a picture, there's a picture of her here. And somebody else that stayed there with you.
I believe you got your pictures mixed up.
Oh, okay. I might have.
Oh.
So you stayed there a while, then what, did Aunt Bernie stay
When I
there?
first went to Savannah, I stayed at Sadie's
Yeah.
with Ethel. You know, Ethel stayed with her. Sadie was her sister. So she stayed. She and I stayed with
That's
Sadie.
sound just fine.
That all you want?
Is Ethel Sally Joe's
No,
mama?
keep on.
Is Ethel Sally Joe's mama?
I don't remember
Well,
what she's about.
Who's the one that lived in Georgia where me and you and Daddy and Uncle Dick, we went to North Carolina to see Arthur when he was born, and on the way back we stopped in Georgia, and Uncle Dick put me on that mule? Whose house was that at? Was that Ethel?
Must not have been, I don't think so. Don't sound.
There was 2 or 3 girls there, and Sally Joe was one of them.
Sally Joe lived there?
She was a kid too, or she wasn't there then. No, it was her 2 younger sisters that was there.
I don't think so. I really don't know.
Okay, so when you got through working in the factory, the oil factory, where did you work at next? At the presses. And then from there, is that when you went to Miami?
I tried, well, right now I remember one waitress job I tried.
7 Seas?
And that man got fresh with me, and I told him where to get off, and I
Told him what? Where did
what
you?
he could do, and I left.
Where did you meet Daddy?
In Miami, but I don't know just where.
In Miami? That you didn't meet him till you were in Miami. And Aunt Bernice was with you then?
You and Aunt Bernice went and lived in Miami?
Where did you live at there?
Well,
Over the Greyhound station? Or is that where 7 Seas restaurant was?
over the Greyhound station, what do you?
I don't know, it seems
Connect-
like you told me. Where was the 7 Seas restaurant at?
Down Miami Avenue,
Yeah.
where, a department store was, a little later on. And then it turned into Seven Seas Restaurant.
Oh. Did Bernice work there with you? No.
She worked at the tea room, the restaurant. She worked with me there.
How long did you work at the tea room?
I don't know. A couple of years maybe. I don't remember.
Well, there's a picture of a man that's bent way out of shape, standing on his head and his head through his legs, and you said, who was he?
I don't know whether I can make my...
Was this a boyfriend in Jacksonville or Georgia?
He was a friend, but he wasn't my special boyfriend.
Yeah, well, where did you know him at?
There.
In Miami?
Savannah, yeah.
Oh, in Savannah?
Yeah. I think it was. I don't know. I haven't made any effort to keep up with all this stuff you asking me.
That picture that I have, Mama, of you, you said you made that dress with the beads on it, you know, and all. Lace.
Beads.
Yeah. Did you sew that on a machine, or did you used to sew them by hand?
So
The one that you went down and had your picture made at Thule Myron? And you made that dress by hand?
I didn't have a sewing machine.
Did your mama teach you how to sew?
No, she didn't.
She did.
I taught myself.
Did
Yeah.
What other things do you think you taught yourself?
Well, anything that I knew, I taught to myself. Taught myself to crochet. Is that what you mean?
Anything, yeah.
Different color. Yeah.
She's getting tired.
You've made me remember something I'd forgotten years and years
Really?
ago.
What is it?
Yeah.
What is it?
When I was living with Leila and Bernice in her home, in their home, Aunt Polly's home. I'm trying to make you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, it's Groover boys. Do you remember us talking about?
Yeah, Groover. That's
Groover boys.
Uncle Carson's name, Groover.
Yeah, but these were not Indian.
Oh, they weren't? They were the bad boys in the neighborhood?
No, but they were nice people. I bet you could look back over your life and find some things that would.
Yeah, I bet so.
So how are Bernice?
I was staying with Bernice and Layla from Ronnie. Ronnie was young, but she was still one of the girls.
Yeah.
You said that my Aunt Janie she was still living at home there. Her home.
Please I'll say that one more time.
Your what, Mama?
You said your Aunt Janie was still living at home.
Mm-hmm.
What was that boy's name again now? That dated Aunt Bernice? You said the something brothers?
Oh, Groover.
Groover
The
boys.
Groover boys was dating who? One of them?
Layla, Bernice.
And what did they say to you?
They said, damnedest of my damnedest, I don't know which prettiest girl they had ever seen in their life. And he was real serious about it. But I didn't let's go out with him because of
No.
that. I thought, yeah,
Well,
I didn't want to get in my pants, so I
Well,
didn't
who
go
was
out
the-
with him.
who was the guy that wanted to go out with you so much, Mama? That did the acrobats, you know, that, what was his name?
Well, that didn't have anything to do with him going out with me. He had just learned acrobat.
Yeah, I know, but what was his name? I've heard you talk about him.
Well, I might not remember him now, but I will.
Oh, okay.
Last time he came clear down to Jacksonville to visit me. And I said, don't come up here anymore, because I don't care that much about you. I don't want to hurt your feelings or anything like that, but that's all.
So how did Grandpa charm you?
What?
I said, how did Grandpa charm you? When'd you meet him and everything?
You know, I don't remember that.
You don't.
No, I don't. I know we used to go, they used to have a lot of square dances
Uh-huh.
in the neighborhood around there. And he was the one that, he was in the music box all the time.
Huh.
My daddy?
Yeah, your dad.
How was he in the, what do you mean he was in the music box?
Playing the records?
Playing the what?
No, I don't can't say that. Records.
No, what was my daddy? You said he was in the music. What did he do? Did he play something? Daddy?
Yeah.
What did he play?
Guitar.
Daddy played the guitar? Or your daddy? My daddy played a guitar?
Your husband or your daddy, Grandma?
Well, he had to be my husband to be Pat's daddy.
Well, I didn't know daddy played a guitar.
I was asking you, your husband or your daddy. See, she was saying, was it her daddy or your daddy you were talking about?
I didn't know daddy played a guitar.
A lot of things she
Did he
liked.
play good?
What did he play? What did he play?
Country, blues, jazz,
Who played with him?
fiddle.
Who played the juice harp?
Uncle Carson played with him, and Prentice played with him.
See, I didn't know that. Who played the juice harp, Mama?
Juice harp.
That thing that Fred used to remember when he was a kid. There was one hanging around the house, and who played the fiddle?
Poppy.
Your daddy played the fiddle. And that's how you met Daddy? He used to go play in music with...
I don't know what you want to know now.
So how did Bernice meet Howard?
Why? He delivered ice cream, side bottom ice cream.
Oh, where y'all worked?
No, we didn't work there.
Oh.
But he worked for the company in a truck.
Oh.
All delivered ice cream to places that...
Did he know Daddy?
When you met him there, he knew him.
And you met Daddy playing, he was playing music, that's how you met him?
No, I met him. No, he wasn't much for music.
How did you meet Daddy? Where was he at when you met him?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Howard delivered ice cream too. You know, they become friends. That thing's still going.
Yeah. That's so Aunt Elsie can see you. Talk about something you remember with Aunt Elsie.
How much older are you than Aunt Elsie?
10 years, I believe.
So when you left the house, she was a little one, huh?
Well, if you call 10 years, I think that's...
You were 15, 16 when you left home? So she must have been 5 or 6 when you left home.
I don't think so, Pat.
No?
The way it stacks up.
Okay. Tell me about the time that you said about the little doll. Remember you was
Doll.
telling me about a doll that you
Yeah, I remember it.
that you give.
One, anyway. I don't know if it's one.
Well, tell us about that.
Nothing to tell. Bob just had one of his hits on and broke it all to pieces.
That's her brother, Uncle Bob.
I guess you know that.
You broke your doll.
Yeah.
Did you fix it?
It's the first doll I had ever had. No, it wasn't fixed. It was
It was.
I was thinking about something else though that I'm trying to remember. You told me that you had got for somebody a baby doll. You brought, was it Elsie and Florine? You bought them both back a doll?
Oh, that was when I don't know too much about there. My family lived in Glenville, you know, for a while.
Uh-huh.
That's when you got so mad at me for giving Judy something for Christmas. And I just give her an old dress.
That wasn't, it's not me and Judy, it's not. Aunt Elsie.
Huh?
Now, me and Judy didn't live in Glenville. You mean Aunt Elsie? You give Florine a dress, and Aunt Elsie got mad because you give Florine. She was
No.
telling me,
Elsa didn't get mad.
well, who was it? Now, I wasn't there, Mama. I wasn't born yet. But I remember her telling me something about how she'd give Florine or Elsie a little doll or dress, and one of them got hurt because she gave one of them something and not the other one.
Now who's Florine? Who is she?
Golly, will you ever
Uncle
make it?
Harley's,
I guess, I think it was $7 a week. I was making. So I didn't buy very many dolls for nobody.
$7 a week.
Yeah.
Did you have to pay your own rent or did you live somewhere?
I lived in my daddy's house,
Oh, you still living at
and
home?
he was renting. And we lived in Walterville.
She
Mortarville.
must not have moved there right when she quit
No.
school. She must have been at home a while.
She lived in Mortarville. That's still there, Denise.
Yeah,
Jean
Mortarville.
took me there.
Really?
When you're on 95, you go off, like if you're coming east, when you're going east, you go off 95 at Walter Mill, and then it goes around the town, and then you can get back on it at this end of the town.
Uh-huh.
And Jean and I stopped there at McDonald's when we had Shane and Terry with us
Uh-huh.
at McDonald's or Burger King, and she told me that's why she went there to show me Waterville.
We were saying it a little bit wrong, but it's
Oh, okay.
good enough.
How do you-
Tower.
Wall Tower?
Walterville.
And you lived there too.
No, I didn't never.
But I was trying to get that, what she's telling me about. Oh, it was Florine and Elsie or something. She had just a little bit of money and she bought one of them one thing and the other one got upset because the other one didn't get it. That was years before I was, way before me and Judy were hatched.
Oh, my eyes are hurting.
Are you getting tired?
Yeah, and my eyes are just hurting.
Oh, well,
It's lights. You don't go lay down?
No, I want this thing to stop hurting.
well, we'll have to take care of that. Get an appointment next week.
Yeah.
Yep. We gotta go to a dermatologist to get that took off. So we gotta go to a dermatologist to get that thing took off.
You need to lay down, Grandma. You look tired.
I said, she's like her mommy.
Me?
She?
Yeah. That's my mommy. What was she getting ready to say? She remembered what?
Oh, when the war, you said you remembered something in the war?
Yeah, I was picking cotton.
Is this World War I?
Yeah, I guess it must have been.
You were picking cotton? Well, that was before your other job. You said you worked in the oil factory, your oil plant.
Pat,
That was.
this is before any of that other stuff.
Well, this is when you were a little kid.
Yes.
This is something you used to do?
My cotton picking bag was down here dragging on the ground,
Well, you were about 10.
probably.
You were picking cotton when the war happened?
Yeah, when it stopped. This cup.
When it stopped?
When, yeah, the day the war ended, I was picking cotton
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
out there in front of that little old house. Do you remember that?
Do I remember it? No. Do you, Denise?
No. We were long gone, not thought of then, Grandma. If you were 10, I don't think we were anywhere around.
How did you find out about it? Who
Find
come and,
out about what?
who come
The
and told
war.
you the war was over?
Oh, it was shouted from one person to
All
the
over
other.
the fields, huh?
Yeah, everywhere.
What war was it? Who was fighting?
Well, Harley was fighting pretty quick. He came home and him and Lizzie got married.
Oh.
That was her brother,
Oldest brother.
oldest brother.
Who was they fighting? What country? Who was fighting who?
I know, but I can't say it right now. Japan. Huh?
France?
No, not that side of the world. The other side.
That was World War II? No, Uncle Bob and Dick were in World War II.
Yeah.
Uncle Harley was in World War I, right? So that wasn't Japan, was it? Japan was
I
World
don't
War
know
II.
my history. I'm not taking history for nursing. I'm not taking nothing about history.
Well, if Jean was here, she could tell us. She was the history lady.
I was.
Oh, Jean was. She even had a scholarship presented to her on history.
Oh,
Go to
really?
college, but she didn't do it.
Huh.
My sister, Jean.
She had what a fellowship.
A
Scholarship.
scholarship. She was good in history, Jean was.
Oh, yeah.
What else do you remember about